congratulations on season 2. You guys
Thank
had
you.
a panel today. Heard it went so well. I wish I was there in person. I'm unfortunately in LA, but sending my love and my congratulations your way. So let's talk about how we did get from the teaser that Rosa and Angelique. I would love to know how Alma and Becca's relationship will grow and change and develop this season as they work together to discover truths about their family's past.
Ladies.
Yeah. Whoever would like to start.
Alma's character, like we said on the panel, like you were saying, is like my teacher.
Yeah, so I think Alma's, because she is aware of her abilities at this point, and has gone on the journey with Bob, my dad, and is now sort of comfortable moving and shaking in that world. She tries to bring that out in Becca. And I
don't really want to, but she really is helpful in persuading me. And I also think that I learned so much from what you've been through on that journey in season 1 that I probably maybe there's a part of me that's like, do I weirdly want to emulate it or something? I don't know. Do I want to go there and learn from you?
We'll see.
I love the idea of your characters kind of learning from each other and growing from that experience, because I think in season 1 we saw that the relationship, especially between the three of you, is a little complicated. We see that love doesn't look like one thing, especially when it comes to a mother and daughter relationship. And and I'm excited to see sort of how this kind of journey that the two sisters go on together kind of changes their perspectives and how it kind of makes them see from each other's point of views, which I think is healthy and interesting, and I'm excited for that.
Yeah, it's good to investigate your parents and see that they're people and they have dimensionality.
Flaws.
Well, we know about the flaws.
Yeah,
I mean,
lots of
that's
flaws.
apparent when you have a parent.
That's right.
It's very true, though. I think it's really hard to look at your siblings, your parents as people, and as peers in a way as we grow older. And let's talk a little, Constance. Why is it important to see mother-daughter relationships represented on screen that are imperfect, that are a little messy and complicated?
I think it's important because as women, we are held to this ideal that we can work our butts off and be patient and never lose our temper and never be super strong and never make a mistake and never look imperfect and always, it's always especially as mothers, we're drawn in so many different directions, and we have to be something to everybody instead of taking care of ourselves. And I think as women, it's hard to take up the space. And I think these characters very much do that, and they go on their legitimate journeys, and they're flawed and strong, and especially for the Latinx community, a wonderful, wonderful role model. We get to be these assimilated Latinos, which you don't ever get to see. And the many versions of that and different generations of that, we also get to see a lot of our history, a lot of our biracial history. And I just think it's really important for that representation to be out there and for women to not have to be perfect.
Yeah. Yes.
These are 3 imperfect women for sure in our different ways, for sure.
Why is it important? Because it's accurate.
Right, it's real.
Yeah.
It's like when you take something, like a Hollywood film, a sensational show or this idea, it's offered up as this fantasy of a life that is completely unattainable. So it's nice to see something that's authentic that people can actually relate to.
Right, and future generations of women can go, oh, so I don't have to be only this, and this. I have to fit in these tiny boxes. No, I can take up a lot of space and be messy and be real.
Yeah, and grow and change too. I also and learn from each other, like Rosa and Angelique, what you were saying earlier about your character journey this season. And I think it's really cool that a show that is animated and that explores the human consciousness, that is genre bending, that takes us in all these glorious magical directions, is really at the end of the day so grounded and human. And it is really unique and beautiful and refreshing to see. And I'm so glad that y'all are doing a season 2 and that we have a show like this that can, keep us guessing and keep us questioning. I think that's so important. Let's talk about the mental health aspect of the show, which I think is so important. And how has the series and how will it continue to kind of destigmatize mental health, which I personally think is something we need more of on screen.
Sorry, let me turn your volume up.
Yeah, because
There's a party.
We have a
going
party
on
going
here.
on. It's hard to hear you.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, you're right.
That's
Should be
a
partying. I hope
Okay.
we'll party after this. Did you hear my question, or would you like me to repeat
Oh, just can you repeat it?
it? Or no problem.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Jolene is raging through the door.
Dolly
Jolene.
Parton. We're hearing Dolly Parton right
Fine. I want to talk about the kind of importance of the mental health aspect of this series, because I think it's something that's so important to see on screen. That mental health needs to be stigmatized, and I think that's something that
I see.
towards. So I would love to know from all of you, again, how we'll see that kind of explored more so in season 2, and yeah.
I think the beauty of Undone is that you take something like mental illness, which is heavily stigmatized, and the conversation is weirdly just beginning about it in a public way. And you get to see it from, for instance, Alma's perspective. You get to see her version of reality. I think it stems from all of our different versions of reality. So it's less about being just mentally ill and remembering and reminding people that everyone has their own version of reality. And who's to say that someone who is, quote, mentally ill in a Western space isn't a shamanic healer in an Eastern space?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, absolutely.
And I think another aspect of it is the familial support. Everybody tries to support her in their own version. Some of us go along with it. Some of us try to medicate it. And there's just all these different ways and different versions that we all believe are the way to do it, and to how to heal it. And we explore all those different ways, but all of it is wrapped in this support, familial support, which I think is so
Very
important. Yeah.
And then I would also, just to add on to that, I would say that in season 2, I think we kind of explore and open up this idea that it's not just Alma. I think that maybe it's in all of us, and that maybe there's a bit of we deal with it in different ways.
Right.
But that maybe there's some in all of us. Like there's, like, to your point, like to one person's mental illness is another person's healer. But like, I think we're quick to stigmatize it, and I think that this season 2 kind of shows different versions of that in a way.
Season 2 talks a lot about generational trauma, and you start to unpack. It's not just mental illness. I mean, there are traumatic cells in our body from generations past. There's this great book called The Body Keeps the Score, and it's how trauma embeds itself in your body, in your muscles, in your cellular structure. So it's handed down from generation to generation, and we play mixed race people. Becca and I play mixed race people. We have our Mexican heritage, our Indio heritage, and we have our Jewish heritage, and it's the trauma stemming from all of the decisions that were made, very hard decisions of survival that were made, that were passed down. These tragedies of our ancestors are passed down to us. So I just think Undone as a whole treats mental illness with such respect, and in not labeling what it is.
100%.
Really puts grace, I think.
Yeah, I love that. I think it's incredibly refreshing, and I think, again, it will allow us more to be open to have these conversations that may feel uncomfortable among family members because, it is hard. We have to keep educating ourselves. Sometimes, if our parents want to be there for us, they don't necessarily understand or have the tools to have those conversations yet. I think that shows like this kind of will gift those tools a little bit. And it's just so beautiful to see. Y'all are lovely. Before I let you go, can you just give me a word, a vibe, something for what we're to expect in season 2? A word or a vibe?
That's a good, wow.
I would say secrets.
That's a good one.
All right, that made me do a little shit. I don't know why I got excited.
And I would say healing.
Healing, secrets, journey.
Like the journey and dealing with your secrets provides the healing.
I love it. I'm so excited. Congratulations. I hope y'all
Thank
get
you.
to go because it's so freaking fantastic.
Lovely
And have a lovely time in Austin. Celebrate yourselves, celebrate each other. Mwah.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks.